after that dessert, everybody probably nudge each other and get out of the chocolate and red velvet cake. That was a big spread for dessert for the fourth day after working all of this. Hopefully everybody's up and ready for a great afternoon. I'm Lenny Baticki, Director of Communications for Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I'd like to welcome you to this portion of our Charlotte Motor Speedway Media Tour presented by Technicom. Our group joining us now, Chip Ganassi Racing with Felix Sabates. We have not only a group here on stage who are finding their chairs with their names naturally placed in the right positions, but we also have a group down below us. So I'm going to introduce both groups at this time. To the far area there, you'll see not only Chip Ganassi, the owner of Chip Ganassi Racing with Felix Sabates, but the man he's racing with, Felix Sabates, the co-owner of Chip Ganassi Racing with Felix Sabates. Jamie McMurray, that's what it's written like, all of that, all at once. Jamie McMurray, the driver of the number 1 McDonald's Cessna Chevrolet, and Kyle Larson, the driver of the number 42 Target Chevrolet. And as I mentioned, there is a group sitting to my left. Steve Lauletta, the president of Chip Ganassi Racing Teams, Max Jones, the managing director of competition, John Probst, the technical director, Chris Heroy, the crew chief for the number 42 Target Chevrolet, and Matt McCall, the crew chief for the number 1 McDonald's Cessna. Now, although Chip Ganassi Ganassi Racing has 2 Cup teams, he has 7 teams overall. 4 in IndyCar and 1 in IMSA to join the 2 Cup teams. He's won 17 overall major championships and just finished celebrating the 25th year as a team. And I think everybody knows by now that Chip and Felix have furthered their place in history, becoming owners who have won more Rolex 24 at Daytonas than anyone in history. 6 with their big win with both of these guys here on stage. And I believe you have some hardware. All of you got something there to keep time with? We're on schedule. All the Rolexes from the Rolex. Chip Ganassi, that's quite a resume that just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and 2 drivers with you and a partner and some great talent here. It's got to be proud times.
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about the team as we go forward. This is where you're supposed to go. I can turn it over to Felix.
I'm sorry, I thought I was coming to the podium. I thought I was.
He's going to come up? Okay.
I'm just doing what I was told, ladies and gentlemen.
That'll be the first time.
Okay. Good afternoon, I'm Chip Ganassi. I'm now at the podium. My comments are going to be brief, believe me. It was, as you were told, we're celebrating 25 years. We celebrate our 25th year as an organization, more importantly, 25 years with Target. And there obviously, you've heard me say many times, there's so much more than a sponsor to ours. But, you know, it's important you know that we have other sponsors as well on our team, other huge partners like Cessna and McDonald's and Novo Nordisk and NTT Data. They're part of our organization. And we certainly couldn't be happier with all of them as a partner. And, you know, when you look back on 2014, you say, gee, you know, the first question out of many of you, Lee, is, you know, what do you think of 2014? You know, in 2014, I'd say, wasn't exactly what we planned. You know, we weren't in the chase, and that's unacceptable. We obviously want to be in the chase, and we expected to be there last year. We expect to be there this year. And with that being said, as you know, I think we're building a good, strong foundation. We continue to strengthen our team in all corners of it, all aspects of it. And a lot of that is attributable to Max Jones and Steve Lauletta, the job they're doing at the helm there, and they've obviously done a great job. We saw Jamie with his season last year win the All-Star race. I think that was pretty big, and we're very proud of that. And you'd have to call Jamie. I guess he's turning into our. I heard a term the other day, I'm going to steal it from a guy at Daytona. He said, I guess that Jamie McMurray's a big game hunter. because, you know, he seems to win all the big races. We were talking about that on Sunday afternoon, this past Sunday afternoon, weren't we? Yeah. So, yeah, he's our big game hunter. And obviously, Kyle Larson's development, nothing short of amazing. I want to thank all the people that told me that we were bringing him along too fast last year. That made for some interesting moments throughout the season with a lot of you, so thank you for that. And it was certainly good to see him get the Rookie of the Year. We're very, very proud of that, and we look for more, bigger and better things out of him in 2015. It was also good to see the two of these guys, the two drivers, team together this past weekend at the Rolex. That was pretty impressive, and it puts Jamie in a class of people that won the Daytona 500 and the Rolex 24. The only other two guys that do that, some guy by the name of Mario Andretti and another guy by the name of A.J. Foyt. So I think Jamie's in some pretty rarefied air there, some great company. So obviously they've, you know, to do a race like that, they have to be good teammates, and I think that's something that they've honed with their NASCAR experience, obviously, and hooking up with our IndyCar drivers. They were 4 great teammates. You don't do that unless you know somebody, unless you get to become somewhat friends with them. And I think all the drivers on our team can say that about each other. So certainly couldn't be happier about that. We also have 2 great crew chiefs that we're going into 2015 with. Most of you know Chris Heroy has been on the 42 car a couple years. We think we made an improvement in having Matt McCall on the team now. Matt's joined us from RCR, and we hope it's going to take the #1 car and Jamie to the next level, obviously. He's a smart guy, a lot of talent. Certainly pairing him with Jamie is, we think, the perfect match for both of those guys. So we feel like we're poised and ready to go. I feel like the guys at the shop are doing a great job. I want to give a shout out to our pit crew coach. He does a great job, and it's evident that our cars are getting more and more competitive, and we're pretty proud of that. So even though we weren't in the chase this past year, we felt we were pretty strong in the chase, and we hope to keep that momentum going in 2015. So thank you very much, and I look forward to talking with you afterward. Thank you.
Thank you, Chip. Now we get to turn it over to your partner in Chip Ganassi Racing with Felix Sabates. Want to come this way?
Sit here. You know, it's kind of hard to come to the podium after Chip, because he said pretty much everything that could be said about the racing operation. So I'm here today to talk about Cuba. Okay. How many of you want to go to Cuba? Well, there won't be any NASCAR tracks in Cuba for a long time to come. You know, we keep stepping on our toes. We just gave Cash for everything he wanted, and we got nothing in return. And now we got to give him $6 billion in cash. I ain't figured that one out yet. So what we're hoping is that we can get some of Castro's charisma to rub off on Chip and I, so we can get some $6 billion subsidy from the U.S. government. So that'd be one guaranteed way to make a profit in racing. No, I just want to say last year was probably the happiest year that I had since I have been in NASCAR, and that's a long time, because I saw the 2 young men work together. I was real proud of Jamie, not only for his accomplishment on the track, but in him helping the other team become what they did. And I was very proud of Kyle to see him ask people to guide him. You know, a lot of times these young kids today, they know more than we do. I know I got a bunch of grandkids, and I'm stupid. So, but Kyle did a great job working with Jamie. I'm proud of our accomplishment. We didn't make the chase, and you know, we didn't, and there's no excuses for that. But I've never guaranteed anybody anything in all the years that I've been in racing. But I'm going to guarantee you, both of these guys will be in the chase. Thank you.
Thank you, Felix. And We'll alert our partners at Fox and NBC that Bill O'Reilly and Brian Williams may want you as a guest to make other comments. To make comments about the overall organization, Chip Ganassi Racing President Steve Lauletta.
Good afternoon, everybody. I get the pleasure to stand up here and talk to you a little bit about what's going on off the track for Chip Ganassi Racing, and I'm also honored to stand up here for all the hardworking and dedicated business folks on our team that really take the sport, I think, for our team to a new level. As Chip mentioned, we celebrated 25 years as an organization and as importantly, 25 years with Target, and couldn't be happier that the relationship continues as strong as ever with them. The celebration came to life with a year-long marketing campaign that was epitomized with the 2 Indy cars and the 42 car with Kyle turning silver for the Indianapolis 500 and the Coke 600. That relationship, which I'll talk a little bit about later, is coming to new heights for 2015. So for us, in the business, what's new in 2015 or what's next? McDonald's and Cessna will be back again as partners on the #1 car, and both have big plans for 2015. McDonald's looking at another national TV commercial. You all saw Jamie featured with his new good friend LeBron James in the Monopoly commercial, which we were all excited to have him part of and have our team and sport part of. But what we need to continue to do is innovate and push the sport to new levels. You know, racing's about innovation. If you don't innovate, you stand still, you get passed. So we believe our team is really focused on taking it to the next level and doing things a little bit differently. We've always been different and had a very diverse organization. Chip's really pushed on that from the start, that even though we are diverse, we race in multiple series, we've got drivers from all over the world, we still act as one team. And that never was more evident than what we did at the Rolex 24 this past weekend when we had all 8 of our drivers participating. And it's a great platform for our partners in IndyCar and NASCAR and IMSA to all come together and be part of what was a great accomplishment for these guys to win the race. But most importantly, we're about diversity in thought. We'll continue to push ourselves into new series. We made the announcement of our partnership with Harry Scott with the Xfinity Series and fielding a car in that, and we've got more news to come as we expand our footprint in motorsports. We talk about how important it is to get the next generation of race fans, and I challenged our team to lead the way in that last year. We've got to get after the millennials and have them become fans of our sport. And lucky for us as a team, we've got 3 of them that drive for us in terms of Kyle, Dylan, and Sage Karam. So we came up with the Ganassi Sound Garage, which was a tremendously successful event last year, driven with music, social media. It was a way to get our young drivers in front of new fans and our sport in front of new fans, and it was a huge success. The Ganassi Sound Garage will become a regular event for us, and we'll announce more plans on what that looks like for 2015 soon. We're also lucky to have great partners that are experts in younger fans and that consumer, like McDonald's and Unilever. Unilever used Kyle Larson to launch the Axe brand Peace with him in their commercial that was about make love, not war. And for the April race in Texas, they'll use him and our team again to launch another new brand. So information on that will be coming. But one of the things we're most excited about, and I mentioned it earlier, is Target. And Target's plans this year to develop one of the better marketing plans that I've seen in all my years in racing, to surround the consumer with their involvement with our team, both on the IndyCar side and on the NASCAR side. It'll include a dedicated website for fans to go get unique content and follow what Kyle and Scott Dixon are doing. That'll be teamtarget.com. It'll be driven through social media, in-store, and most excitingly, national TV commercials that will debut at the Daytona 500 featuring Kyle. We're not going to show you the commercial today, but they did do a bunch of alternative endings, so we want to show you one of those right now. Kyle had fun doing all those commercials. So you'll see a whole bunch of that stuff coming, as I said, from Target throughout the year. Really exciting for us, and we're ready to go into 2015, both on and off the track. Thanks.
Thank you, Steve. Jamie Mack, good times last weekend. Big game hunter, I think that's pretty fitting. We join Foyt and Andretti, but in our hearts at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the love started with the race that's now the Bank of America 500, that tremendous win, and of course last year at the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race. What does it feel like to be in that company, to have those big signature wins?
Well, to win last week was huge. Growing up racing karts, my goals were always to make it to the NASCAR Winston Cup level at the time, and to be able to contend for wins and one day contend for a championship. I honestly never really had the dream of winning the Rolex 24. It really wasn't something it's without driving for somebody like Chip and Felix, you don't have that opportunity come along each year. So to get to have the chance to race in that race is really big. It's a lot of fun. I've said it every year. It's probably my favorite race, the one I look the most forward to because of the bonding with not only the other drivers at Ganassi, but also the crew members, everybody from the Indy side that we don't get to see every weekend. I really enjoy that, and kind of getting to just get to know all those guys, and hanging out with the drivers is fun, and to be able to win it is really quite unbelievable. After winning the Daytona 500, each year that I've been back to Daytona for that race, someone in the media has told me that there's only two other guys that have won both of the races, and it was Mario Andretti and AJ Foyt. And so this year, when it came down to 2 or 3 hours to go, I actually went up and stood on the side of the pit box, and I realized that it could happen this year, and I felt really good about who we had in the car. Scott Dixon, I think the world of him. I think he's probably the most talented guy that was on the track that weekend. Really an amazing road racer, and for it to all come true it's crazy. It's really cool.
Thank you. And another driver that was with you that weekend, and what a couple of years it has been for Kyle Larson. Wins in Mini Outlaw, World of Outlaws, Midgets, the win in our May Xfinity Series race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Rookie of the Year, and now the Rolex 24. What does it mean to be with Chip and be a part of a team that competes at so many levels?
It's a lot of fun, especially because I grew up racing different types of cars each week, and once you get to NASCAR level, you most teams you just run NASCAR, and with Chip you have other avenues that you can go run, and to get the opportunity to go run the Rolex 24 for him was something I looked forward to last year, and then after how I felt I ran last year, I hated the race, and didn't really want to come back and run it again this year, and so happy I did. So happy I did. It's right now it's 1:17. No, it's really cool, and I'm so happy I'm a part of Chip's teams. Him and Felix both are obviously characters, as you guys just saw, and make it a lot of fun for us to drive for them. So having the time of my life right now, a lot of cool things going on, and the Rolex 24 is just the latest cool thing that's happened. So hopefully 2015 has goes a lot better than last year even did for me. I'd like to get a couple wins and definitely make the chase and go for a championship. I think we could do that.
Well, very good, and hopefully on those commercials you got plenty of those Owen diapers so that to take care and be a good dad. That concludes our on-stage conversation. We will have a photo op with the Chip Ganassi Racing with Felix Sabates team, and then we'll move directly to our one-on-ones in the room behind. Thank you very much for your attention, and they will be with you shortly just around the wall.
Come on right down here, and then one more right here, just in front of the logo. You take it? They're going to stand right here as well.